Welcome back to Melly Loves Death Metal. Happy Friday. So I've got a different video today. This one was actually really fun to make. I was in a conversation with one of my good friends yesterday. We were talking about the new Putridity album that's going to be coming out soon on Willowtip. I pulled out one of their older albums from like 2015. I think this is their last release. Was listening and we were talking about it, and it somehow got into a conversation of like, because I mentioned that I like love that I have this CD because I know that uh, some of these older Willowtip CDs, they don't always get reissued sometimes, and they're a little bit harder to find. And like whenever I find albums that are harder to find and out of prints, those tend to be the ones that I favor the most, that I listen to in my collection, the ones that I know I'm never going to sell. And even if like somebody sent me things, so like for example, a fan, it's weird to say fan, it's still not somebody who supports the channel. uh, a long time ago, like one of the first few years that I was doing this, sent me this Disentomb CD. I had already owned it on vinyl record, but I was really pumped that they sent me the CD. This is a really nice digipack, surprisingly. I'm not a huge fan of these because I absolutely love this band. I love this album. And so I've always held on to this, like, because I was very thankful for it. And, I said, like, this is one of, those things. So anyway, long story short, we're talking about it and we started getting into a conversation of, like, what are two of our most favorite CDs in our collections that we know we're never going to get rid of? What are two of our most favorite tapes in our collection that we know we're never going to get rid of? And then, of course, vinyl. And then two memorabilia things that we know that we're never going to get rid of. That's not like physical music format, but like something within the metal realm. So I did that. I picked him out. I said, I'm making a video on that. This is a really good idea. And I'm challenging other YouTubers to do the same exact thing. I'd love to see what you guys pull out of your collection and talk about why they're two of your favorite in your collection from CD, tape, and vinyl. And then some memorabilia that have why you'll never sell them, what it means to you, how you got it. Like just unearthing those stories. Like it's a really good conversation to have. So, Simon, you got to do this. Matt, Altars of Madness, you got to do it, man. I'm thinking Metal Miners, Anthony over there. Come on, like these things. I know you guys can do these videos because you have such large collections. Hell, I'm even challenging Alan and Marty and Dennis from Analog Archives. Ben, where the hell have you been? I know you've been doing collection days lately, but come on, you've got a huge collection. Let's do it. Like all of these YouTubers that I'm friends with in this circle, like this will be a fun video to do. A nice little response video chain that we can get going. Jimmy from the block, who is like one of my favorite YouTubers, has been for a really long time, and he's finally back to making videos. And again, he's got an amazing tape collection. Like he showed it off several years ago. I know it's probably grown since then. So yeah, so I'll get started with the tapes. So when I first started this channel, it was a weird thing for me that people were sending me stuff. Promos I kind of knew was going to happen because if I started talking about and promoting stuff on here, people were going to want me to do that. But labels and bands were sending me physical things, and I was like really weirded out by it. I remember I had a conversation with Ken from Ken's Death Metal Crypt about it and saying like I feel bad taking this, like I want to send them money, and he's like no, like you don't understand, like it means a lot to them that you're willing to show it off on your channel and promote it, like just just think of that. And so he made me feel a bit better about it. Um, the Hound, Paul, over at Corpse Crystal, which is probably my favorite record label, to be honest with you. I mean, I have a lot, but he's just so like legendary in the scene. He's the reason why Devourment is like one of my all-time favorite bands, just because of the way that he's promoted this band. And like he obviously found my channel probably because I showed something off by Corpse Crystal, and he sent me a huge package, like one of the first huge packages that he ever sent me, of some Devourment reissues and a couple of other things that he was putting out on the channel. And I just remember being like, holy shit, like super stoked. And in that was this tape. This is a reissue of Molesting is Decapitated, but it's a special purple edition. It was limited to 138, and he sent me this. I also have a red variant. I have smoke variants. I have so many variants. This is one of the tapes I own the most copies of, because he's either sent me several or I've bought them as they've gone on sale. But he sent me this. I remember opening it and just being like, because this was out of print at the time. Like it was hard to get these, and they were selling for stupid prices on Discogs. And I remember just like being like, holy shit, and I couldn't believe it. I was so happy. And so yeah, it's a purple edition. It's just, I don't know, I love purple. So it's the purple tape. And these are out of print. I think he might still have like one or two of these for sale on his website, to be honest with you. They're selling for relatively high. You know what, whatever. Fuck that. I'm just going to show you. You guys know the album cover. So yeah, never getting rid of this. I have not gotten rid of any other ones. The only Devourment tapes that I've ever gotten rid of are ones that I bought myself, and then he sent me some, and I was like, well, I'm going to get rid of mine because he sent me them. So, but otherwise, this is one that I'm never, ever going to get rid of. That sentiment value, like, and ever since then, he's been such a huge support on this channel. He sends me stuff for giveaways all the time. He sends me stuff to add into my collection, and like, it's just crazy. Like, he's just such an awesome guy. One of my all-time favorite labels. I try to buy from him as much as possible. Like, I just bought the Flesh Grind demos that I showed yesterday. I need to get the new, my God, I'm blanking on it right now. My brain, Skinless reissue on vinyl. He sent me the tape, but I really want that on vinyl too. So, like, he just, yeah, you guys all know Corpse Crystal. You know how many times I've talked about this on here. So yeah, this is one of the ones I will never sell. I have a lot of tapes, okay? It was hard to only pick two. I've got that comp that Simon sent me last year. I'm never going to get rid of that. That's so cool. Like, those, like, DIY self-made things that people send me, I always hang on to those. That's another one that I'll never sell. Mark Riddick is another person that I've met through this, and Mark Riddick is probably my all-time favorite artist. Just have idolized his work forever. Like, he's a legend in the scene. He's done everything under the sun. T-shirts, album covers, everything. And when he came across my channel, thankfully through Ken, so I owe Ken a lot. Ken mentioned me on his channel a while back, and then that's how Mark noticed who I was. He subscribed to me, started watching my channels, and reached out to me. I'll never forget the email that he sent me. I was like blown away. It's like, oh, this is really Mark Riddick. It was kind of like a starstruck moment, and people like laugh at that because Mark is very in the scene. He talks to everybody. He knows everybody. Like, but for me, it was like a starstruck moment. So, and he even like called me out and talked me out on one of Ken's streams one time, and I remember just like sitting on my couch and watching. I was like, holy shit. And my wife was like, what? And I told her, and she didn't know what that meant, but she was really happy for me. So anyway, he sent me a package a couple of years ago. It had a bunch of postcards and stickers and patches and like artwork to give away, like just like, Xeroxed artwork and stuff like that. He sent me Black Dahlia Murder merch that he had created, stuff like that. But one of the first packages he ever sent me was a Fetid Zombie package. It was tapes and stickers and artwork and postcards and whatever else. And, so this was the first one that I opened in that package. So Fetid Zombie, Where Worms Crawl, I told him, like, I'm never going to, actually, this is from 2023. I grabbed the wrong one. Okay, well, it was a Fetid Zombie tape. This one was one that I got from him last year. It was one of the very first Fetid Zombie tapes that he had, like, self-made or something like that. Anyway, I grabbed the wrong one. Immediately, the spines kind of look all the same. But yeah, Mark Riddick's Fetid Zombie. I'll pull off tape and show up at the end of this video. I don't feel like editing and stuff like that. So anything that Mark Riddick has sent me has been like super sentimental. I've saved and I've kept. The only thing that I've given away is things that he's given me for giveaways. Like, we did an art giveaway like 3 years ago for a New Year's giveaway. Mark G with the C actually ended up winning that. And he could use it for whatever he wanted, to artwork or for a band or whatever else. And he has sent me countless pieces of work that he's done, artwork, prints, everything. So yeah, Mark is just one of my favorite people that I've met through this. One of the coolest things that has ever happened to me since I've started this YouTube channel. So yeah, great guy, amazing artist. So those are my two favorite tapes. Now, my two favorite CDs, this was incredibly hard because people send me a lot of CDs. In fact, CDs are probably one of the most common things that people do send me. And I collect a lot of old CDs that are harder to find out of print. Like, I tend to buy those more than I do just regular, like, new release CDs. I don't always show them off on the channel, though, because, I try to talk only more. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm a talker with the hand, so I just smacked my keyboard and things went everywhere. Anyway, I try to only talk about newer music on here and promote it a little bit more and try to keep that in tune. Every once in a while, I go into waves of where I talk about older bands and things I'm collecting, getting into the collection, or if they've been reissued and you should know about them. And that's what I pulled off here. So David from Doom to Obscurity Records sent me a package last year sometime, and he has a great label, Doomed to Obscurity, that is focusing on reissuing underground like death metal gems and things that have been out of print, or maybe things that maybe never been printed on before or anything like that. He sent me a huge package of that a while ago. I did a whole video on it. I was super grateful. A couple of things I actually wasn't familiar with, and a couple of things I was like, oh my god, I've wanted this in my collection for such a long time. I'm so happy he reissued them. And so far, and since then, they've been like my favorite CDs. I've been pulling them off the shelf a ton. I've been showing them off to people and telling them, like, please go buy from him. I need to put a new order in because I really want to do a giveaway of the stuff that he's been pressing. He actually just did a couple more things I need to go get. Anyway, I don't have enough money to do all these things, but he sent me a huge package. So this is actually technically 3. I'm doing one as like I couldn't pick between the 2, so I'm kind of cheating a little bit here. So one is like an honorable mention, but this CD was in here. And I believe Kyle Messick from Dr. Messick and Maimed and Sewer Rat also just showed this off on a video not too long ago. But this is one, yes, Disgorge. No, not the Mexico Disgorge. No, not the brutal death metal Disgorge. Well, this is brutal death metal, but this is the Disgorge from Sweden. And this is their demo from 1994, Espousal Bleeding. They've split up. This is a super rare, hard to find, out of print, and then David over at Doomed to Obscurity reissued it. I love this album. I love this demo. This is one of my favorite 90s demos. Brutal death metal band, totally underrated. So when this was in the package, I was like, holy shit, yes! I was so happy. But this was the one that made me the most happy, so I'm picking this one as like my first pick. Umbilical Strangulation. Again, U.S. death metal band from the 90s. This is their compilation. So this is a compilation of their 2 demos. Oh no, sorry, their demo in their EP. Disruptive Abortion from 1996, which is their demo, and then Sexually Mutilated. These names, man, from 1997, which is an EP. Underground, super forgot about band, and then also the guys over at Noxious Ruin, West and Brian, have this zine, what is it called? Persecution of Death zine that they put out recently, Years in Decay. They sent me this, they actually sent me 2 copies of this, so with the comp CD and Umbilical Strangulation is in here, so I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, I was super pumped that I had this. I love this stuff. I love these old gems that I was not living in the scene at the time, was not able to get these originally, but now they're being reissued and allowing me to get into my collection. So that's technically the first one. The second one is, and you're probably like, what? Stench Collector. Ephemerarium de jour. I can never say this. So this is a story. So Stench Collector is a band that was on Redefining Darkness. It's an underground death metal band. Redefining Darkness, good stuff. They're from the U.S. and this came out, let's see, back in 2021. So in the height of COVID, this is their first EP. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I bought the record. It's got a silk screen print on it on the back of it, and I talked about them on my channel. And shortly after I did, they reached out to me on Instagram and said, "Hey Melanie, like, thank you so much for your support. This is Sean. I believe it was Sean. I'm pretty sure it was. I tried to go back and find the message and I couldn't find it. We're going to send you a package of our tape and CD because, you know, I know you like to collect multiple formats, and then a couple of stickers and stuff like that." So I was like, oh, like, thank you so much. Shortly after they did that, Mark, who was the vocalist, the guitarist, and the bassist of this band, passed away. And that really sucked. So I'm never going to get rid of this for that reason. It was a very, like, somber time. Like, obviously I don't know Mark personally, but a lot of people that I'm close with in the scene knew him, and they were very upset about it, and, like, it sucked. So I'm never going to get rid of this. And actually, Marty actually sent me a copy of this recently too, so I'll probably use it as a giveaway. But this is the one that they originally sent me. I still also have the tape too. So yeah, rest in peace to Mark. This band is no longer active anymore, obviously. But this is really good stuff. If you've never checked it out, check it out. It's really good. I love that artwork. I forgot who did it. Was it Nev? Were you the one that did it? So I know Mark Reddick. Oh no, it was Lucas Court. Showgoth Connects. Okay, and Mark Reddick did the logo too. So there's a connection there. So yeah, those are the CDs. Now on to the vinyl. Vinyl was really tough because I have a lot of vinyl that means a lot to me. So I'm showing five. Three are honorable mentions and two are I'm gonna just say my favorites, but three that I want to call out. So number one is this one, Glorious Dead, their first album. What is this called again? Into Lifeless Shrines. As you can see, there is a letter back here from Marty that I have saved in here. This was the first package that Marty ever sent me after I met him. He sent me the Glorious Dead vinyl, a 7-inch, a couple of t-shirts and stuff. Thought that was really cool. He's like one of my best friends now and one of the people I talk to the most since meeting through this YouTube's experience. And so, yeah, this one, totally never going to get rid of this. Like, I keep everything that people send me, especially when they're sentimental. So, yeah, he also sent me the second album too, but I picked this one because it was the first one he sent. Also, I love their logo, and I actually bought this shirt right after he sent me this because I love this artwork and everything. So, yeah, Glorious Dead. That's one that I know I'm never going to send. And then this is another one. These are my two favorite. This is another one. Slaughter Destroys Winter Kill. So they actually just did a reunion show in Germany. What was the fest called? I don't remember. But here's a backstory of this. So this band is obviously from the Chicagoland area, Illinois. Paul Kracky, that's in this band, he's the guitarist, is actually a very close friend of my family's. He's really close friend with my brother and my cousin. Like, he goes to our family events. I know him really well. I know his wife really well. And one year at Christmas, at my aunt and uncle's, where they came to our Christmas celebration that my aunt and uncle used to throw before they passed away, sadly. And he knew that I was collecting vinyl, and he walked in and he handed this to me. He's like, "Here you go. I had this extra copy. It's yours." And I'm never getting rid of this because I know what I'm holding here. This is a gold mine, and this is by far one of my all-time favorite albums. So, yeah, super sentimental. And they just did a reunion show. I've been seeing all this stuff on Facebook because his wife Lisa was there with them. So pretty cool. I absolutely love this album. So I'm never ever selling this. Never selling this. You could offer me so much money, and I would never get rid of this because he personally gave it to me. He's a family friend, right there. So yeah, this is one of my favorite vinyls in my metal collection. Now, I do have a lot of other vinyls that have been given to me that I've inherited from like jazz and classic rock and stuff like that, but this is the metal one. Now, the three honorable mentions. This is the one that Mark Riddick most recently sent me, Hemorrhage's Anatomical Inferno. This was a reissue that I was never able to get and was severely out of print. Yes, they have reissued this since, but I preferred this artwork cover to, and I actually have this CD too. So he sent this to me, and I'm like, yep, never getting rid of this. So thank you once again, Mark. Your name's going to be shouted out a lot on this channel, just a heads up. Next one, again, this is one of the first packages that Paul ever sent me. He sent me embalmed from Corpse Crystal, Boiling Humans. I have never sold this. This was a reissue that him and Burning Dogma Split released. And funny enough, this is just a quirky thing. Just me being sentimental. The one that he sent me was this green and black splatter. But as you can see, there's a chunk of the vinyl missing. It is only on the end part of the vinyl. It does not affect play on any of the songs at all. And I told him, and I was like, it's totally fine. He still ended up sending me another one, so I have another copy that's perfectly playable, but I'm never getting rid of this one. I think that's just kind of a cool little story. But this is one of the first records that he ever sent me to support the channel, and I actually did a couple giveaways because he sent me a couple copies of this. So, yeah, never going to get rid of this version. And yes, it plays totally fine. In fact, I've been using this one to play more than the better one that he sent me. And this is just one of my favorite albums too. Like, I love this album so much to death. So yeah, so that's one vinyl. I don't know if I've ever shown this on here. Can't remember if I ever did. But yeah, and then finally, this actually probably is my all-time favorite vinyl now. Yes, those are the sentimental ones. This one is even more sentimental. This is an original pressing of Don't Break the Oath, Merciful Fate. I just showed this on my channel not too long ago. A friend of mine sent it to me, blew me away. And just, I've played it twice, but now it sits on a shrine, and I I look at it every day and just smile. It's got a letter on the back. Yeah, so man, this really is my all-time favorite album. And those were some like also, and it was hard to pick for the vinyl. So yeah, everybody knows what this album means to me. This is like my all-time favorite metal album of all, like just all time. So, and then the last thing for this video is 2 pieces of metal memorabilia that you have that are your favorite. And this is a little bit of cheating. I was gonna pull a couple of older things that people have sent me, but I just got these recently and now they're my favorites. Mark Riddick sent me, again, Mark, this video's just all about you again. Sent me a massive package a couple of weeks ago with tons of awesome stuff in it for giveaways and stuff for my own personal collection. And in that was some original artwork that he did for Worm and Afterbirth. And he sent me the original pieces of artwork that he did for Afterbirth. I'm blanking on the name of this right now because my brain is not working. I'm so tired. It's Friday, guys. I'm so happy for the weekend. He did this original piece of artwork for a reissue for, what is it called? I am blanking on it. Was it Psychopathic Embryotomy? I don't remember. It's like an alternate piece of artwork. Let me find it again. Unfortunately, I don't own it. I wish I did. I need to find a copy of this. I know that it's circulating out there. I actually just saw somebody. Yeah. Brutal Inception. Wow, how did I forget that? Jesus Christ. So this is the piece of artwork that Mark Riddick did for Afterbirth's Brutal Inception. And I have it framed. Actually, which way does it go? Goes this way? Yeah, it goes this way. As you can see, it's an actual legitimate, like what he used for that. Extremely Round Productions is the one that put this out. Holy shit. So yeah, this is their early demos from the 90s. It's all coming back to me now. Okay, I'm there. So I don't own it yet, but Mark sent this to me. It's signed on the back and the dated, and this is an original piece of artwork that he drew and then used for that album cover. I framed it immediately. It's been hanging on my wall. I will never get rid of this. When I opened this, I was like, oh my God, because I knew right away that it was Afterbirth's artwork. And as you guys know, Afterbirth is like a top 10 favorite band of mine. I love that band. Had Cody on the channel, so this is one of my newest favorite pieces of artwork or memorabilia. And then in that same package were these things, which I still don't know what the hell this is, but they're cool, and I believe it's a type of board game, I think. I don't know, but Dark Dungeon Dwellers. 4-piece wood figures art by Mark Riddick that was Boss Party Series 2 from Severed Hobby Toys or something. Severed Books. It's Boss Party, an art-forward series of figures featuring our favorite creators, double-sided. I don't know. I tried to look into this, but I thought this was really cool. So he sent me this unopened. I opened it because I wanted it. And these little things, like just the details of this box, are so cool. I want to figure out a way to display them without them falling and my dogs eating them. So it's just these little wood figurines of Mark's artwork on them. In fact, I like these so much. I was like, well, what are the other artists that they used? Because maybe I'll buy the other sets too. I believe they were a little bit harder to find. It was hard for me to understand, like, because they were like on websites and stuff like that. Again, I'm not into these like gaming, like physical gaming, board gaming things, but I also have a larger print of that one too that he sent me. So in here, there's a book. So yeah, Severed Books and Games, Toys, and it talks about 4 neurotic beings can be summoned as familiars to anyone who carries this tome. See package for more. So yeah, it looks like it's like some sort of like a role-playing like game, because it has like the hit points 15, wounds 1, and like each figurine has its own like ability and stuff like that. So it's one of those types of games. And I don't play like physical board games like this. I do video games like Diablo and stuff like that. But yeah, so yeah, it's one of those things like projects that he worked on. Here's the other boxes. And just a really just cool, unique little piece of memorabilia. Not necessarily metal music, but Mark Riddick is metal, death metal. His artwork is just legendary for that. So this was one of my favorite things that he has now sent me. I have this displayed on my shelf. I look at it and I just really like it, but again, I want to figure out a way to display them individually without them getting mauled by this dude over here, Duke, who just turned a year yesterday. He's officially a year old. He loves chewing on things like that. So yeah, that's all I have. Really fun idea video that I just was a conception of talking through with a friend about music. Have so much other stuff that I need to show off. I've got a lot of new CDs. I'll probably do our CD collection update thing. A bunch of new tapes that have come in. I think something's out for delivery today. I got some. I ordered some like merch stuff to show you guys like the quality and what it looks like, so you can feel more comfortable ordering it. But the store is still live. I've actually gotten quite a few orders already, so thank you so much. But yeah, do a response video. Let me know. 2 of your favorite tapes, 2 of your favorite CDs, 2 of your favorite vinyls, and 2 memorabilia things that you have. You can cheat a little. It's hard. And that's all. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you in the next one.